Without a doubt, switching to the baseus magnetic cable charging system has drastically changed my battery charging behavior, the overall health of my device battery, and what I have to bring with me when I go on trips. I've been using the baseus magnetic cable charging system for about a year. I bought these with my own money, and after a year's worth of use, I want to tell you guys how they have stood up to use and abuse, some things I like and dislike about them, and whether or not they make sense for you to purchase and would be a good value for you. Now, to start off at the top of the things that I like about these cables, in general, if we're talking about battery health, you never want to be charging your device battery cells up to 100% and leaving them at 100% for a prolonged period of time. And you don't want them to be discharged at 0% for prolonged periods of time. This is to maximize the overall health and longevity of the batteries in your devices. And using a cable system like this can drastically help with that. With these cables, they allow you to charge USB-C, micro USB, as well as Lightning, and these cables do a very good job of finding their intended nubs, which means if you come home only for, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes and you have your charger nearby, you can very easily put this on the charger, and it's one less step to actually find the port and connect the two. It means that I'm more willing to charge my device for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, short periods of time, either using a fast charger, or my preference is using a 5-watt ultra slow charger and just taking it on and off of that throughout the day, so that when I really need the device, it's between 70 to 80%, and I never let the device get below 30%. Now, I understand that something like this might not necessarily be convenient for everyone, but if you're in an office, let's say, and you have to get up, walk around the office, and go back to your desk on a frequent basis, something like this charging setup is about as convenient as wireless charging is, just with one cable. Now, another added benefit that I really enjoy about these headphones is that most of my devices are USB Type-C. That said, I might occasionally have a guest over, or I have micro USB products that I need to charge, and either I've converted those micro USB products over to using these magnetic nubs, or in the case of having a guest, I have a couple extra of these for iPhone laying around, and I just try to remember to take it back from them before they leave. But this way I don't have to go and buy a variety of cords. Another benefit of this is if I am going traveling and I have a variety of devices that I'll need to bring with me and charge, more often than not, having this one cable means that if I am, let's say, going to go shoot video somewhere and I need to charge a set of batteries, and I can use this magnetic charging hub to charge those batteries, I can just bring one cable for my phone, my headphones, my devices, anything else I need to charge, and that one cable is a pretty good solution. Things that I dislike about these cables, it's not always convenient to have one of these charging nubs attached to your products. That said, with how small they are, I don't really find it to be that big of an inconvenience depending upon what the product is. Another thing I don't like about these nubs is that eventually they will wear out. Now, I wore one of these out that was on the bottom of my cell phone in 8 or 9 months, and it didn't completely break. It just had some issues recognizing that it could quick charge the device. That said, these cables will support all of the quick charging standards outside of VOOC and supervooc. Although baseus does make specific cables for phones under the BBK brand, so you can use this system with their specific cables for any Oppo, Realme, OnePlus, Vivo device. There might be another brand I'm forgetting. But if it uses the Oppo's quick charge technology, which separates the current into 2 separate streams to charge battery cells that are divided in the device, that will work. Hey guys, before we go any further, if you want to buy these products, I'll have links to Amazon and all of the different affiliates that I can find them through. It really goes a long way to supporting my channel. Also, if you guys want to go ahead and keep up to date with all of the things that I do here, check out my Telegram channel or hit me up on Twitter. Another thing I dislike about this is that if I am needing to charge something and put my phone in a bag, you really have to be mindful that these are gonna be lined up. So on a desk situation such as this, in an office situation, in a home situation, it's ultimately really, really convenient. Now, when traveling, when moving about, when having to charge stuff in bags, you definitely run the chance of these getting disconnected, which could be a big letdown if you have to travel and have stuff charging while you're traveling. To talk a little bit about the quality of these actual cables themselves, these are nylon braided cables with thick plastic ends and metal tips. The tips, if you are kind of careless with them and they drag on the floor, they can pick up metal debris, but you can usually pretty easily clean that. And the tips will glow green when they have current running through them. It's a really, really bright light. It can be kind of obnoxious, or it can be a nice feature if you are looking for it in the dark. In regards to the overall cable quality and construction, these are right up there with the Anchor premium, more expensive charging cables that I have. And these seem to be aging pretty well. And I have 6 baseus cables overall, 4 of this charging type. Now, if you would like to use one of these chargers, but you need to have USB-C power delivery on a USB-C to USB-C connection, Baseus is in the process of introducing 100-watt USB-C power delivery cables that would be compatible with a laptop. So if you have a MacBook Pro and you want to add the Magsafe style charging to your MacBook, this would be compatible with it, and it would carry that 20 amp 5 volt charging current. Yeah. And I'm not quite sure if they're out yet, but I've definitely seen them online for sale here in Vietnam, and that's something that's going to be coming in the next couple of days. In regards to things that I dislike about them, for most home charging cases, they work fine. The magnet is strong enough that I can use the device while it's still plugged in. Here you guys can see it does not fall out. Even when playing like PUBG, sorry to all my Indian friends who can't play anymore, depending upon how I hold my phone, it's not really that big of an issue. And another thing to kind of note with them is that you really shouldn't be putting any kind of torsional stress on your USB charging port anyway. So the fact that this comes off kind of saves the longevity of your port. Keeping your batteries at a lower charge and recharging them more often does better for your battery longevity. So overall, this might save you a replacement battery in a couple of years, as well as having to fix a port. Also, if you are in an area that is highly foot trafficked, they do make a 2-meter version of this. And if someone were to accidentally walk by and unplug your device, such as a tablet, it's not gonna go flying across the room. Before I forget, one common question is whether or not these cables can also do data. Yes, they can. I have no issues transferring data from my computer to my device over this cable. That said, because it is a magnetic connection, just make sure that your device is resting and you're not moving the cable, because it can come unplugged pretty easily and screw up your file transfer. If you're someone that lives in a mixed house, let's say your spouse has an iPhone or an older device that uses micro USB, cables like this make a lot of sense. It would cut your cable clutter in half and make the amount of cables that you need to travel with on vacation less. Same thing if you have a myriad of devices that need to charge, or devices that you have to take on and off the charger relatively frequently. Let's say a pair of headphones that has poor battery life. Being able to keep them topped up is just a much more convenient thing, and it saves the ports on your device. If you guys want to check out a video about quick charging the Poco F2 Pro, click or tap a video right here. If you guys want to watch a playlist about the best microphones for headphones, click or tap right here. And if you guys like the content that you see here, hit me up on Twitter and tell me about it. It makes me feel a lot better.